1, 2, 3, funk.
Good day everyone, I am Archel J. Austral, Bachelor of Elementary Education student. So for today's video, we will tackle about changes that materials undergo, useful and harmful materials. What can you see in the picture? Can you identify if it is useful or harmful materials? Let us first unlock the two important terms that we need in understanding this lesson. Those are the useful and harmful. So what is useful? Useful is a capability of being put to use, and harmful is a kind that is likely to be damaging. How can we say that the materials are useful? We can say that the materials are useful if it serves a purpose, can be used for other purposes, and can be recycled. So here are some examples of useful materials. If we recycled an old tire, we could change the material into something useful in our environment. From old tires, we can make tables and chairs as well as pot for our flowers and plants. Glass bottles. Bottles are considered as harmful, especially when it's broken, but we can turn it into something useful if we think ways to change those materials. We can paint those bottles and display on our house. Plastic bottles. There are lots of plastic bottles we can find in our surroundings. Take a look at the picture. From plastic bottles, we can make it into something useful like pots for our flowers, plants, and vegetables. Also, we can make a DIY pen holder, artificial flowers, stars, and many more just by using those plastic bottles we can find in our surroundings. Another example of useful materials are biodegradable waste and our old clothes. From biodegradable waste, we can make it into compost pit for our plants. I know that you guys have so many old clothes out there. Don't worry because we can make it into something useful and helpful. From old clothes, we can make it into rug. Remember, there are some of harmful materials that can be useful too if we think and try it in a useful way. We must think of ways to change that matter whether it resulted into physical or chemical change as long as it is useful to us and to the environment. We already discussed useful materials and we know already when we can say if that particular material is useful or not. Now, let's already proceed to harmful materials. Question: so how can we say that the materials are harmful? So we can consider the material as harmful if the materials is not properly used and may cause harm towards our health and to the environment. So here are some examples of harmful products in our household: shampoo, alcohol, insecticides, liquid dishwashing, perfume, toilet bowl cleanser, chemicals for our farm, and many more. So those kind of products must put on a safest place like cabinets on the highest part where children can't reach because they might play those products that contains chemicals, whereas is they might think that it is some kind of a drink which may cause harm for them. Next are the harmful materials we can find in our house. Here are some of the examples of harmful materials: knife, thumbtacks, peeler, cutter, scissors, sharp tools for manicure and pedicure, and other sharp tools and equipment we can find in our home that may cause harm to us. Sharp tools and equipment are essential to many kind of work, but those sharp or pointed objects can be hazardous and often cause harm. We should keep those things in a safe place far from reach, especially for children. It is very important to protect kids and other people in our house from sharp and pointed objects around them that may cause harm. Question: what will happen if all the possible materials listed below dispose improperly? Old tires, glass bottles, plastic bottles, biodegradable waste, old clothes, chemical products, sharp objects, and etc. As you can see that those listed materials I have said earlier are the materials we use for examples for our useful and harmful materials. We already identified if it is useful or harmful to us. Are you aware of some possibilities might happen if we dispose materials improperly without considering if it may useful by applying the 5R? Or might cause harm not just for us but also for our mother nature? It may cause harm and problems to us. The worst part is when someone's life is at risk because of those harmful materials and our way of disposing it. If it just disposed everywhere, it may cause damage or effect in our environment that may result to a disaster that may kill thousands of people as well as the other living organisms that are present in that certain place. Here are some example pictures of possibilities that might happen. If we just let those chemicals reachable by children, they might play with it and drink those chemicals and get poisoned. If we put the sharp tools and equipment in a place where children can reach, they might play with it and harm themselves. If we dispose improperly the plastic bottles and others, it may cause floods that might end someone's life. So there are lots of possible danger that might happen, and we already mentioned a while ago some of those. Remember, we should always put all the materials and chemicals in a safest place where children can't reach. Do not dispose it everywhere because some materials are harmful to our environment and to us. People are encouraged to do the 5R. Activity. As a student, what can you do to help prevent and minimize the improper way of people disposing of materials that might affect our environment? Thank you and God bless everyone.